Uh, I don't want to analyze the game. I know exactly where I went wrong. I had you beat like 3 or 4 different ways. I just didn't move the pawn in time. I was very focused on my attack, and honestly, I thought I played one of the pawns earlier, but I didn't. My bishop's hanging. Doesn't matter. Fork on the queen. Whip check. This is just bad. Can't take the knight. Go ahead, take it. I dare you. basically have to. You have no other choice. What are you waiting for? I'm assuming he's going to leave the game. It's his only move. There we go. Force mate. Boom shalakalaka. This guy? No, that guy's not sandbagging. I just destroyed him. He's actually gained a lot of points. I beat him though, fair and square. But you wanted to look at the game? You wanted to look at the game? Was I white or black? I was white, okay. So I'm ahead. Behind. Ahead. Even. Ahead. I'm way behind. It says I'm losing. It's about even now. You're ahead. Now it's about even. No, you're ahead. Why did it want to take with the... Oh, because it's pinned. That's my fault. I missed that. 100% I missed that. The bishop's pinning it. Oh, what a dummy. Yeah, okay, I missed that. Anyway, that's not what was played. I'm ahead now. Way ahead. Like way ahead. I should have moved the rook. That's where I lost it, obviously, and now I'm lost. Yep, there you go. There's your analysis. I had you. Yeah, but he's also a 2000 player, and let's look at that game actually. Let's look at my last game that I won. I kind of forced his king to be exposed. Okay, so let's analyze this. Okay, so here we go. So that move is not really a good move. Already, that's kind of a move that you shouldn't be making. Kind of same with this. These are both not good moves. So see how like it already doesn't like it? I'm already almost 2 points ahead, like 3 moves in. So he just didn't start well. And then I had his queen basically pinned. He couldn't do anything except for block with the bishop, which he did. Oh, sorry, he didn't block with the bishop. He could have, but he blocked with the knight. At that point, it wants me to push this pawn, which to me doesn't really make sense. Oh, he's still pinned to the queen, so yeah, it does make sense in that sense. Maybe you can catch him. But I decided another way around. He finally gets his bishop into it, but I'm still very much winning. It wants me to take the next pawn, which I did not do. So I'm setting up this kind of thing, but his queen's there still. So I'm still way ahead if I catch that pawn move. Because if I get that pawn move in, it's really bad for him. I just don't know why. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay, alright, I see what's going on. Push my knight back, I go to the wrong square. I'm still leading though. This move actually, that move was pretty good. But I just went straight for it, which again makes me a little bit worse. I block it off. That move he did have, that would have been a very good move. He missed it. But again, he's this level. That's just kind of the level he's at. He's only at 1221. So I do the best move, check. He moves into a problem. I know I have to get my knight into it, but I choose the wrong square apparently. I take the pawn because he gave it to me. That king move is a little weird. He should have traded queens, but at this level people generally want to hold on to their queens, just like I showed you from last game, or 2 games ago where I didn't want to trade queens and it cost me, or 3 games ago. What do you mean G7? You mean F7. F7 seems random. Right? You meant F7? F7? Is that what you're looking for? Do you mean G7 or F7? Because I don't see G7. I'll tell you a couple reasons behind this. Number 1, he doesn't want to trade queens. Oh, G6. Yeah, G6 does seem random, but his reasoning behind it is that he wants extra support for this pawn. So he was just planning it from a while back, right? His plan was to go after this pawn. He just didn't choose the best way to do it. Because he just opened himself up to an attack. But then back to this position, like knowing a player like this, because it's like similar to my level, there's 2 reasons he didn't do this. Number 1, he doesn't want to give his queen away, so he doesn't want to trade queens. And number 2, he thinks that I'm gonna, with this next move, hold on, he thinks that with this king move, at my level, I'm gonna try to go here with the check and he'll pick up with the knight. That's the reason he put his king in danger like that. So I basically was just waiting to do this, but I couldn't do it because the queen was pinning my king. So at that point, I had to get my king out of danger, which I did. And then I played the bishop, which I was always going to play. He puts the bishop to block it. I leave it because I'm not worried. I maybe defend it with the pawn. Yeah, that's what I did. He goes after my knight, which doesn't really matter. At this moment, it doesn't matter. I attack his queen. No, but the moves he was making were not the best moves. Like, you see what the computer's recommending. He's not making the best moves. He's just making moves. Like, he should have taken that. I don't know why he didn't take the bishop. I was expecting it 100%, but then he decided just to attack it. Which again is probably not, I don't know, it's okay. It's not the best. I'm still very much winning. See, I moved the wrong rook there, but it did the same thing. I wanted to get his queen out of there. So I got his queen out of there. He offers a trade, but the problem with offering a trade is that I have the knight move. And now that his queen's not really defending, I don't have to worry about having to take it with my rook. And at this point, 90% of players think that going after the knight is the best move, but in this case he can't touch it because it's covered by the rook. And a lot of times when you do that, you open up new attacks from the actual knight. So at this point, that's what I do. I open up a check, and I get his queen in the process. And at this point, it's basically over. So that was a forced mate. I just had to see it. If I didn't see it, that was it. I just looked around. I knew he had nowhere else to go. At this point, after I capture this, he has no other move. He can't do anything. Queen's covering that. Bishop's covering the queen. He can't go here. Queen's covering that. Rook's covering this whole file. The only move for him to do is capture the knight. So he had no choice but to lose at that point. Yep. He was hoping for a queen trade back here, like when he realized he was in trouble. That's what that move was. He wanted a queen trade. But then I found the best move, by far. And he did not. He chose this not a very good move, which basically just gave his queen away for free. With the discovery. Even still, see, all day long, it wants the knight to take that. All day long, because that's the one problem. If that's not there, he doesn't get mated. So instead, you can take away the check with this piece, and then it's harder for me, right? It's not impossible, it's just harder for me. So it's still going to be mate regardless, it just would have taken longer.